Excellencies on the dais, friends, it has been always a pleasure to be here. In fact, I have been here for quite last few years. It's a tremendous gathering. The type of feedback that one gets post the conference and the recommendations they make are of very outstanding nature. The first time I came, of course, I was the Secretary of Renewable Energy, and we tried to implement some of the suggestions that came out of this Technology Congress. It's always a matter of pleasure. In fact, in the International Solar Alliance, we have now 77 countries who are members. Well, signatories. In the international treaty, there is a very complicated difference between a member and a signatory. We have 54 countries who are members, which means they have ratified the treaty. We have a target of 100 countries being signatories by 2nd of October this year, which is the 150th anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. So the Honorable Prime Minister of India has desired that if we could mobilize 23 more countries by 2nd of October this year to become members. We have a series of programs to implement new technologies, and that plays the crucial role. In fact, when I find the morning sun coming out, one gets very inspired, because sun itself is a technology of nature. And the way it is impartial, the way it is accessible, I wish our technologies would have been like the sun. It sees everything. It doesn't discriminate about the poor and rich, about the division of countries that we have made. It is the same for all, whatever geographical limitation it has. And it gives away everything. It doesn't take away much. It doesn't patent its rays. But not only that, when in the morning you get up and look at the plant, any tree, or particularly the trees which sleep at night with the leaves folded and open up at the sunrise. And what brilliant solar technology is that, called photosynthesis? If you are familiar with the history of life on Earth, we had some 5 mass extinctions. One of the extinctions was linked to the emergence of oxygen. Before oxygen came on Earth, the life species that lived were not familiar with oxygen. And they had to get used to live with oxygen. But look at the photosynthesis as a technology. You have chlorophylls, you have sunlight, you have water, and then what brilliant products come. Again, like sun, photosynthesis is a technology. But in our case, technologies play a bigger role. They have an objective of rooting out poverty from Earth. Every citizen who is on Earth must have equal access to light, to electricity, to energy. 1 billion people are still out of it. 3 billion, out of which 2 billion are, around 2 billion people have no access to clean energy, even for cooking. And that is in the 21st century, when we are talking about booking tickets in advance to go to Mars and maybe the moon. What can bring a change in this? Of course, technology. Now, when we were, decades back, we were talking about solar energy is very costly. It's a luxury. We're talking about something called grid parity. Now, what is grid parity? Essentially, can solar compete with thermal, with coal-based energy, with grid-based energy? It was a dream. I remember in 2014, when we had when we had the first renewable energy invest in India, the cost of solar energy per unit was around 10 rupees. Today, it is 3, or little less than 3, or 2.5. But globally, it is coming down. Globally, in many countries, we have achieved the first milestone called grid parity. Today, solar can compete with grid parity. But that's not all. In ISA, we talk about kerosene parity. Can the poor person in the street, in the village, afford solar energy? Today, they use kerosene for lighting. ISA would like the cost of solar energy to achieve kerosene parity. Grid parity is no more a challenge. Grid parity has arrived. But is kerosene parity enough? No. We must aim at what is called near zero cost of energy. Now, near zero cost is a very, we have to talk of 27 types of costing in the generation of electricity. But we would like a regime where citizens can get energy at near zero cost. And for this near zero cost, from grid parity to kerosene parity to near zero cost parity, the most crucial role that will be played by technology. And as Mr. Garg rightly referred, it is the storage. It is not revolution in solar. The solar revolution will come when we have revolution in storage. And that will come from the lab. And that is the day we are waiting for. To give you an example, I always give is my watch. For last 4 years, it is running with a small solar panel, which you can see at the face of it, if you look at it. And there are how many billion wristwatches that can run with solar? How many smartphones, 7 billion of them today, they can run with solar. And DC fans can run with solar. Everything that runs with electricity can run with solar. Everything that is heated can run with solar. In fact, if you look at solar light, the sun doesn't give you only photons, electricity. They give you also heat. You can break the solar spectrum into two components, heat and light. We are very good in using the light part. But a major energy portion in that spectrum is in the form of heat. It is not enough to have just heating water or cooking, solar cooking. Most of the industries can utilize the heat energy of the sun. And today is very crucial because if you want to keep the global mean temperature below 1.5 degrees Celsius enhancement, everything from the sun must be used. And sun is always smiling. So the motto in ISA is, let us make the sun brighter. Once again, thank you all. I need your permission to leave early because I have another meeting. But I'm very grateful to the organizers for having given me this opportunity. And I must announce that tomorrow, here, we have invited all of our member countries and signatory countries and prospective member countries to come. We meet every month in a meeting called Summit. And tomorrow we are dedicating to a goal that if ISA could persuade member countries to convert 1 million diesel-run irrigation pumps to solar pumps. If I'm running a pump today with kerosene or with diesel, if I can convert it to solar, as a farmer in the global community of farmers can not only enhance their income, live a better life, have better access to energy, can also be leading players in the game that we call climate change. Thank you all.